Hello, today we're going to be talking about giant Madagascar hissing cockroaches, how to take care of them and how to breed them, and keep them at home for feeders for your animals. First off, we start off with a glass tank. Any size is good, you just need something that's big enough that can house multiple cockroaches adequately. This would be the smallest size we would go with. This is about a 5-gallon tank here, and up from there. So first off, take the tank, you want to add your bedding. And in this case we're using orchid bark because they are from Madagascar, so it is humid out there. We empty our bedding in here. Giving them a nice deep substrate level like that is nice as well because it lets the nymphs, which are baby cockroaches, burrow down into the bedding for good sheds or molts, is what they're called in the insect world, and that way they won't have any problems growing up. Also in the winter time, it's nice to put on a heat pad on the bottom side of the tank to keep the heats at the proper levels, which for breeding Madagascar hissing cockroaches is right around 75 to 90 degrees. The higher the temp, the faster they will grow, but you must keep an eye on the temperatures to make sure you're not overdoing it with the heat on that animal. You can use these mealworm dishes for 39 cents for your feeding dish as well. You can just take the top right off and voila, you have yourself a dish to keep the food in so as not to get the bedding mold. So we'll go ahead and do that with what we have here is called Total Bites. It's an all-in-one food source. It's very nice. It makes feeding cockroaches easy. If you would like, you can always go with water bites and a food supplement with it. From Fluker's, Total Bites, or Nature's Own. Any of those products will work just as well. Since Madagascar hissing cockroaches are omnivores, they will eat protein as well as vegetables. Since they'll get most of their protein from the Total Bites, you can always give them high quality vegetables such as zucchini, carrots, dark leafy greens, a Swiss chard, mustard greens, stuff you would feed your animals because that nutrition will then be distributed over to the animal after it eats it. So give them the best food they can so that it goes into the animal that you're giving it to. Also, we have Bug Burger from Repashy. What you do with this is it's powder. You take hot water that you can either boil on the stove or microwave to get nice and warm, and mix 1:3 ratio, 1 part of this, 3 parts water together, and then let it cool off until it turns into a nice gel. And either put it in there as that or cut it into cubes, and you can store it in the refrigerator or use what you need at the time. So also, cockroaches are very secretive animals, and they do better when they have a lot of hiding spots. We recommend in store here cork flats. Makes it look more natural. The little babies can hide in without being food for the adults if they get too hungry. And also they make well because they hold humidity very nicely and don't rot. So we can put a couple of those in there after we take off the labels. And we can just stack them any which way. The flatter they are with a lot of hiding space on the bottom, the better. More natural for what it is in the wild for the animals to hide underneath and in. So that'd be something good right there. Very nice and simple, but a lot of room for them to hide underneath. Also, Madagascar hissing cockroaches can climb glass, so we do have to put a barrier up so they can't climb out of the cage. What we do that with is with just any kind of generic petroleum jelly or Vaseline. And we'll just take that and make a 2-inch barrier across the top, nice and greasy, and just smear it right across there like that. And the thicker it is, the better. The less chance they have of climbing out. You want to go all 4 pieces on the top there. Nice gooey barrier so they can't get out. And there we go. Alright, now that we've properly made their habitat, let's go ahead and sex some so we can know what a male versus a female is. So I have some in here, and you can tell why they're called Madagascar hissing cockroaches because some of them hiss. This is a boy here. The reason you can tell is the larger size, lighter color, and also on the top of the head shield right here, they have these little prominent horns on the top. And that is the way you tell they're a male. Stay. Bad cockroach. Alright, here we have a female, as you can see, much darker body, and also an absence of horns. And that is the best way to tell a male from a female. Surefire way, every way. Time. Now that we have our small colony of roaches here, we'll go ahead and add them into the cage. And as you can see, they do climb glass, but they cannot climb up past the Vaseline. So hopefully one of them will do that. Try. They'll hide. See, as you can tell, they like to hide a lot, so it's a good thing that we put in those cork flats, or else they'd be very stressed out and probably wouldn't produce as many babies as they would if they're happy. Another thing with the cockroaches is they do like that humid environment, like I was saying earlier. They are from Madagascar. So you want to mist them at least twice a week minimum, and just keep an eye on it. Make sure that it looks nice and humid. If you see any that are having trouble with their moltings, maybe add a little extra moisture in there by spraying them down a little more often. And that's a wrap.